Corporate America, every night, turn on the TV, they say, buy this product, buy that product. Well, if they want us to buy these products, maybe they better start manufacturing those products in Ohio and America. All of you are aware that as a result of the greed, recklessness, and illegal behavior, Wall Street drove this country into the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression. That's a fact. We bailed out Wall Street against my vote, but Congress bailed out Wall Street because the big banks were too big to fail, i.e., if they went under, they'd take half of the economy with them. Turns out that today, 3 out of the 4 largest banks are much bigger than they were when we bailed them out because they were too big to fail. Turns out that the 6 largest banks in America issue 2/3 of the credit cards that you have and write 1/3 of the mortgages. In my view, if Teddy Roosevelt, the great trust buster, were alive today, what he would say when you have that much concentration of economic and political power, what you have got to do is break them up, and I agree. People often ask me, what, Bernie, is the most important issue? And I can't give you one issue because they're all important, but this I will tell you. There is one issue that impacts all other issues, and that is a corrupt campaign finance system which is undermining American democracy. The Koch brothers, Wall Street, billionaires should not be able to buy elections in the United States of America. Together, we are going to overturn Citizens United. As I said earlier, if this country is to do well economically, we need to have the best educated workforce in the world. And what that means to me right now are 2 major things. Number one, as a nation, we have got to understand that in the year 2016, when we talk about public education, you're not just talking about 1st grade through 12th grade. You have got to understand that a college degree today is in many ways the equivalent of what a high school degree was 50 years ago. So we've got to do 2 things. Number one, anybody in this country, regardless of his or her income — I came from a family, didn't have a whole lot of money — anybody in this country who is smart, does well in school, and is qualified should be able to go to a public college or university tuition free. And second of all, we have got to deal with this crisis of student debt. Anybody here with student debt? All right, we have legislation that will significantly reduce student debt by allowing those with the debt to refinance their loans and get the lowest possible interest rates they can find. I'm a member of the U.S. Senate Committee on the Environment and the Senate Committee on Energy. And let me be the first to tell you what I think you already know. Climate change is real. Climate change is caused by human activity, and it is already causing devastating problems in our country all over the world. We need to have the courage to stand up to the fossil fuel industry, transform our energy system. We cannot allow the fossil fuel industry to think that their short-term profits are more important than the kind of planet we're going to be leaving to our kids and future generations. Now, I've been criticized in this campaign for many, many things every day, and that's okay. There you go. I love you too. And here is one area that I have been criticized. Bernie, they say, why do you think the United States of America can do what every other major country on earth does? UK, France, Germany, Holland, Scandinavia, Canada. Why do you think that in America we can guarantee health care to all people as a right? Well, you know what? Let me be as clear as I can be. I believe that health care is a right, not a privilege. And I believe that when 29 million Americans today, despite the gains, the real good gains of the Affordable Care Act, but when 29 million Americans have zero health insurance, many of you are underinsured with large deductibles and copayments, and when we pay by far the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs from a pharmaceutical industry which is ripping us off in unbelievable ways, you want to hear crazy? This is crazy. 1 in 5 Americans who receive a prescription from a doctor cannot afford to fill that prescription. That's crazy stuff. So we are going to take on the drug companies. We are going to take on the insurance companies. And we are going to pass a Medicare for all program. This campaign is not just about electing a president, although, of course, I'm here for that purpose and would appreciate your support on March 15th, but it is more than that. It is more than that. What this campaign is about is pushing forward for a political revolution which revitalizes American democracy, which demands that our government represents all of us and not just the 1%. There is nothing that I've talked to you about this morning that is radical, that is outside of the mainstream, that the American people do not want to see happen. They know that the rich are getting richer while everybody else is getting poorer. The issue is, do we have the courage to tell the billionaire class that they cannot have it all, that this country belongs to all of us, not just a few? And if we have that courage, we're going to win here on March 15th, and together we're going to transform America. Thank you.